All right, everyone. I am living out loud my journey and MS and queerness. It is June, and if you say that right, it's actually it's Pride Month, right? I am being featured in a couple articles coming out by Can Do MS this month, and I'm also going to be recording a few sections for their social medias talking about what it's like to live with MS and being queer. And I didn't actually connect the two until they reached out to me. And so I wrote this. It's going to be placed in their magazine, I believe, and online this month to represent Pride Month. But much of it is living out loud, right? It's what I wrote in my book. It's how I talk. It's how I speak. It's how I want people to hear my message. So I start with I live my life out loud. That's not just a slogan. It's a promise I've made to myself. I don't closet any part of who I am. I am queer and I live with multiple sclerosis. I am proud of both truths, even when the world tries to make me feel otherwise. Being diagnosed with MS was a seismic shift. It's a disease that doesn't ask permission. It barges in, rearranges your life, and dares you to keep going. And I do, every day. But what's made this journey even more complex is navigating it as a queer person in a world that still struggles with acceptance. From the beginning, I knew I couldn't hide. I didn't want to. I've spent too many years watching people themselves to fix and to fit inside these boxes that were put around me. They're never built to fit anyone. I refuse to do that. My queerness is not a footnote. It's a vibrant, essential part of who I am. And my MS diagnosis doesn't diminish that. If anything, it's made me more determined to live authentically. And there's a strange kind of power in fully being seen. When I walk into a room, I bring in all of me. I don't separate my identities. I don't downplay my symptoms. I don't pretend I'm someone I'm not to make others comfortable. And the kind of honesty that can be confronting and uncomfortable for some, but it's also liberating for those on the other end of it. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that your medical team actually matters in all things. But with MS, deeply, right? It deeply matters. You need doctors who see you, not just for your symptoms. You need professionals who understand that your identity impacts your health, your stress level, your access to care, and your comfort in clinical settings. I surround myself with providers that do just that. They are open, affirming, and curious. They ask questions, they listen, they don't flinch when I mention my partner or my pronouns. They treat me like a whole person, and that makes all the difference. And it's really the message this month. If you're navigating MS or a chronic illness while also being LGBTQIA+, I urge you to find a team that respects you. Don't settle for less. You deserve care that honors every part of you and who you are. I wish I could say that the hardest part of my journey has been the physical symptoms, but sometimes it's the whispers that hurt the most. There have been moments, quiet and cruel ones, where people close to me have muttered things like, maybe she got MS because she's gay. Maybe the Lord is punishing her. They don't say it to my face. They say it perhaps under their own breath, behind closed doors, in a way that's meant to wound without being held accountable. Let me be clear. MS is not a punishment. Queerness is not a sin. And anyone who tries to think the two and link the two is projecting their own fears and ignorance. I don't carry their shame. I carry my own power. I carry self-love, respect, and fierce belief that I am bold, I am brave, and I am beautiful inside and out. Living with MS means navigating fatigue, pain, and unpredictability, but it also means choosing joy in the midst of it all. I dance when I can. I laugh loudly. I wear bright colors. I organize events that bring people together. I tell my story. I write. I advocate, and I love. I've built a life that reflects my values: authenticity, inclusion, and celebration. I've created spaces where people can show up as they are: disabled, queer, questioning, messy, magnificent. And I've learned that vulnerability is not weakness, it's strength. If you're hearing this today and you're struggling, whether it's with MS, identity, or both, know that you're not alone. Be honest with yourself, with your doctors, with your community. Honesty builds connections. Find your people. Seek out others, support groups, online communities, friends who get it. You don't have to do this alone. Advocate fiercely. I can't say this more because you deserve the respect of your whole self. Don't be afraid to speak up. Celebrate yourself. Every part of you is worthy. Your queerness, your diagnosis, your resilience, they're all part of your magic. And reject shame, right? Anyone who tries to make you feel small is not your people. Let them go. You're here to shine. And I don't know what tomorrow holds. MS is unpredictable. Life is unpredictable. But I do know this. I will continue to live out loud. I will continue to be visible. And I will continue to challenge stigma and celebrate identity. Because I am not a tragedy. I am a triumph. I am bold. I am brave. I am beautiful inside and out. And I'm just getting started. Happy Pride Month.